Well, don't say you weren't warned. MasterCard and the United Nations are joining forces to monitor the carbon effect of your credit card purchases. And then you'll hit your carbon max and it'll stop working. Hey, of course it's voluntary for now. The new credit card is called Doconomy. And on the back of the card, it's going to say, I am taking responsibility for every transaction I make to help protect the planet. This is a social credit score, and it's a proof of concept. The Doconomy CO2 credit card website claims it is the largest initiative ever taken by a bank in educating its users on the impact of consumption. They say themselves they want to set a global standard for carbon calculations. That's the key. Once they have their numbers in place, then they can give every single purchase you make a score and punish you directly. This is what China does. And of course, this will only be enforced on you and me and any businesses that don't go along with their scheme. And banks are going to enforce it.
Yeah. Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Hey, what you just saw, man, the social credit score. If you know China, man, they have this system that's already into play. Depending on your compliance with government regulations, you have a high social credit score. Those that refuse or those that kind of buck up against the system, they take away social points from you, meaning that you can't ride those motorized scooters, you can't have transportations, you can't get on buses, you can't go to certain restaurants, etc. Okay, which China is a complete communist country, but guess who owns them? The elites, man. Okay, because for one thing, you got to ask yourself, who is so stupid in their right mind to allow that type of system in their country? But you got to understand that Esau Edom, man, he's in control of all these nations in a roundabout way. He paid them to do their bidding. So people say, well, China is communist. America is a communist country too. Okay, they just more in the dark or in the shadows with it under certain freedoms and liberties. But if you notice, they're taking away that every single day. You know, people waking up and going to work and thinking everything is still okay, but they're taking away your freedoms. They're taking away your livelihoods. And soon to be, they're going to take you away. So this world, man, is getting ready to see one of the most unprecedented times in human nature, as it reveals in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, Matthew's 24, Luke, Mark 13, Joel, the 2nd chapter. All these things are getting ready to take place, man. And he said MasterCard. So this is their new regulations, man. A carbon credit score or something like that. Like, I don't really get it, but I see where they're going with it, and it's leading to the the MOTB, because they need some type of social system that's dealing with digital currency, so they can go ahead and pass the and that's what the whole thing that popped off last year was all about, to bring in this particular system here, okay, so they can have control over the people. That was the big attack that they were talking about. If you go back to like 2016, 17, this guy, Dr. F, he kept saying that we're going to have some type of outbreak of something that's going to manifest itself in a couple of years. And here we go. That shit went right over everybody's head. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for one thing to happen, and yet this is happening. And they told you they was going to do it. But they was like, that's how dumb the American people are, because nobody really anticipated. I mean, we anticipated it. But even us, we didn't really understand the in-depth of it, because, it didn't happen yet. But we understood that there was going to be some type of thing that was going to be put in play to bring about stuff like this here. Okay, so I was reading the comment boards. It says, we're just conspiracy theories and proceed to prove these theories is true. He says, I'm so glad God is returning soon. So even people have an understanding on what times we're living in. Okay, they understand that this is about the NWO establishment and setting up the kingdom of hell or the kingdom of heaven on the left side. This is basically Esau. It's finally attempt and grab at his birthright. Okay, which was actually, he gave it up. They say Jake supplanted it for him, but Esau really gave the shit up, and it was never belonging to him in the first place. Okay, the whole birthright thing was given to us from the beginning. It was our lot to have the birthright, because when Esau was Cain, he rejected it. When the Most High had him to offer up a sacrifice, he offered up the wrong sacrifice. and therefore he was rejected. That's why it says, if thou does good, it says, if thou does not, sit and lie at the door. So, hey, he's been destroyed since he was Cain. It was just same spirit in the serpent, same spirit in Cain, same spirit in Esau, spirit of the devil. So he's been rejected of it, but it's just a matter of a movie playing itself out. All right. So anyway, it says the beast system is coming on us as fast as lightning. Well, we're already in the beast. We're already in the system. The system is being set up. People don't understand the beast, this beast system, the structure. All right. They don't understand the nations. And it says this is just another example of it. Buckle up. Okay. So people are seeing it. People are noticing shit going wrong. So these everyday peons you see driving back and forth to work, hey, eventually, man, they going to revolt. They going to get tired of it. But the thing of it is, they're going to do, they're moving on things when it's too late. Because my thing now, if y'all see this now, why ain't y'all doing shit? You thinking that it's going to go back? You thinking that, oh, well, it's going to go back to normal. We're going to be straight. Hell no. It's not going to be cool, man. It says this is what these new kids want. Give it to them. It will be their reality. They won't ever know what they've missed. I'm so glad I grew up in the 80s. Well, guess what? The 80s are done, long gone. They're never coming back. Those times of nostalgia is never coming back for you people. Okay, the 80s is gone. The 90s is gone. The vibes, the dog days of summer, them days are gone, man. Before you know it, you're going to have troops, police in your streets, robots serving you in your local drive-thru and restaurants. Okay, because they're trying to get rid of the human labor and bringing about these robots. Like certain places like Walmart, they bring out that robot sometimes to access those shelves to see what inventory they needs to be put out there upon stock. Okay, they even got self-propelling machines now. Like when you go to McDonald's and so forth, you may have 1 or 2 cashiers in there, but the rest is done through kiosk or on phone-based apps, meaning the MOTB or the Internet of Things. All right, so with that being said, this is the book of Ezekiel 28:1. It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus says the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and hast said, I am a God, and I sit in the seat of God, and in the midst of the seas. It says, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thy heart as the heart of a Most High. All right, that's Esau. Because he wants ultimate control. He wants to know when, where, and how you're doing things. He wants to know why you bought it, how you bought it, and the reason you bought it, and what you buy it. He wants to know, man. Okay? That's why you have satellites in the heavens. That's why you have smartphones, smart TVs. They're just sitting back, some creeps sitting back in a fucking damn a big dungeon somewhere, just listening to videos, watching us. You know what I'm saying? Watching us with our families, man. They're taking notes. That's the whole concept of these smart TVs, man, that I'm not really fond about. These phones now, like Apple, they going to have new user interfaces now. That basically they going to run your identity through a database to see if you have any type of sex offender thing on your name. They're going to run these identities through the database, through a CIA or FBI database, and they're going to start falsely accusing people. You see, so you get a knock at your door, say, hey, we have you suspected for such and such. You got to go through a whole bullshit ass process. You got to go through being slandered in the mud. You know what I'm saying? Having people to look at you like some type of freakazoid just for them to find out it was a lie. So this system is totally backwards, okay, and it's coming down. But it says, but thou art wiser than Daniel. There's no secret that they can hide from thee. Why is they wiser than Daniel? Okay, because for one thing, right now, the Israelites are on bottom. This is Esau's kingdom. Esau is known as Lucifer in this kingdom right now. Lucifer, which means light bearer on high. Okay, the word Lucifer goes back into the Hebrew word Hayallah, which means on top or light. Okay, and who has the light? The elites right now. That's why they call the Illuminati. When you illuminate something, you're shedding light on it. That's why they're called the Illuminati. Because they have insight as to how shit works. The Most High gave it to them. So yeah, they're wiser than us because they have things they figured out and we couldn't. We don't have the technology. Only thing we have is the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Havashai. And even when we do come up with certain inventions, Esau hijacks it and put a patent on it and claim it for himself and make billions off of it. Trillions possibly. So yeah, they're wiser. And it says, and by thy great, it says, With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches. This is why you have a United States of America. You look at the way that these cities are built up. Look at the way France is built up. Look at the way New Zealand is built up. Austria. Look at England. Look at Morocco. Look at Hong Kong, etc. Which that ain't nothing but a big city covered in smog. But nonetheless, look at the way that these cities are built up. Look at Chicago. You know, and they built all that shit up within the last 50, 60 years. You know, because Chicago didn't always have them big, tall buildings. They started, I think the Sears Tower was constructed in 1973. Okay, you had the John Hancock, which was constructed in the 50s. But even then, that early in the game, they've had the information and technology to build these places up. And they continue to progress. But like in the 20s and 30s, man, they didn't have them skyscrapers like that. They built that shit up quick. Why? Because the Most High gave it to them. You know, you ask yourself, how the hell did they do all that in a short amount of time? The Spirit of the Lord. You know, that's why it says here, they've gotten thee riches and has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. And by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, okay, thou hast increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So Esau is that pride factor. I'm going to look up the word traffic real quick. Goes to the Hebrew word wakalah, which means where's the definition? I'm missing it. Merchandise, traffic, trade. You have something which is called world trade. Okay, world trade. Merchandise, traffic, peddled. And if you look on a highway right now, what do you have? You have trucks. Okay, you have commerce. You have something which is called the chain of commerce. You know, so yeah, man, this all makes sense. It says here, and thus says the Lord thy power, because thou hast set thy heart of a God. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they should draw off swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they should defile thy brightness. Okay, and that's how they're doing it. They're being exposed right now. You see, they're exposing how his system is got up by fraud, deceit, murder, robbery. How his witchcrafts and sorceries are the primary catalysts behind why his system is thriving. And on top of that, you got us, the men of the Lord, that's foretelling the downfall and exposing him as being a damn devil. Okay, that's why it says here, they should bring thee down to the pit, and thou should die the depths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas, man. Okay, it says, would thou they say before him that slayed thee, I am a God? But thou should be a man and no God, and in the hand of him that slayed thee. So it's just a matter of time for you. How about you, how Shah brings you down, and he's bringing you down. This information coming out, hey, you can't make this shit up, you know. So matter of fact, this is the book about Proverbs 4, and I'm gonna start at verses 14. It says, "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and not go in the way of evil men." This is evil here. Putting everybody behind some credit-based system, knowing that Jake credit is all fucked up. Certain purchases a detriment into you. They done this on purpose because it's the way to starve the Jakes out, man. Either ultimately excommunicate you from life itself or to just take you out. That's what this is all about, man. So yeah, if you ain't complying with the NWO, you try to get on a city bus or you try to go to work, they're going to have you to scan your social card. Beep, you can't do it. You can't work today. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out some type of inhumane way to get back in Esau's good graces. You know, so it's getting ready to get pretty fucked up out here, which it already is. It says, avoid it, pass not by it, and turn from it and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, man. Okay, these devils can't sleep unless they're doing something wicked. Okay, when they doing something wicked like the whole drone strikes out there, man, they said they killed 10 people, 7 were children, 3 was adults. Do you know a drone strike is strategically planned? You don't just drone strike, and we went into this account. You don't just drone strike something without not knowing what's out there. That's a blind shot. Nobody does that. Esau, when he's shooting drone strikes, he knows exactly what's in the area, who's in the area. They have to assess it before they do it. They have to meet on it, okay? We're going to land a drone strike in the middle of Manhattan in New York. Okay, these are the casualties around. You have so many children, you have adults, you have this business here. We need to hit this spot. And anybody that's in the vicinity, when they donate that shit, they're going to take you out. So it wasn't no fucking accident. And I'm just using that as an example. They have to have strategic planning on drone strikes. If they hit you with a drone, they planned it. They don't just do drones just for fun. No, if that's the case, they're just sending a military tactical team and just wipe the whole area. They'll cut the power, they'll come in, and even that's done through strategic planning. They don't just go in and just invade. No, when Esau invades, he has it already mapped out. Like when he went to Iraq, the whole concept was to get through Afghanistan, to get to Iran. That was all systematically controlled. Because once he took out the borders, he was able to maintain control of those particular borders. Because if you look on the map, you got Iraq, you got Afghanistan, you got Iran, you got Syria. If you look at the way that those places are strategically set up on the map, Esau gets control of the strongholds. He could control what comes in and what comes out. So if you got the borders on lock in Syria and you trying to get into Iran, who's going to fucking stop you? So it's all planned out, man. So it ain't no accident. Oh my God, we made it. No, man. this man is a fucking devil, man. I'm trying to tell you. But it says here, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So if they can't afflict you, if they can't put hell on you, Esau will lose sleep if Jake's having a good day. Esau will literally go home and kill his whole family if one Jake one up him. You one up him and you put him down, he's going home. He's going to be, like I told the brother, I said, look, we get spiritual power. I said, Esau nuked this whole city to weed us out. He will do it. He'll do it. He'll kill his family. He will kill everything just to get us. That's how this man worked, man. Same thing with this guy, John McAfee. Allegedly came out when the condos went down in Florida. Okay, them condos that they exploded, that they brought down, they stated that it was some information on this man's computer. Coincidentally, he stayed in that hotel. And there was some secrets he had exposing certain corporations. And they wanted that, but they couldn't find it because it was encrypted. Okay, and a guy like John McAfee, if he have data, if he's behind these particular software programs and these virus writing programs, he knows how to encrypt shit that even the CIA can't hack. So what they gonna do? We just gonna blow it up. We gonna destroy it. If we can't get it, the evidence, we just gonna destroy everybody. That's Esau. You know what I'm saying? That's how he operate. They'll blow whole ship. They'll kill themselves to get so they don't have to be exposed. It's all about him not being exposed. That's why he's gonna come after the man of the Lord for all types of shit, because hey, we exposed his ass. You know, he's like, how a bunch of niggas on the corner with Bibles with sackcloth is exposing me. That's that nigga's mindset, man. You know? It says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Man. So imagine you drinking wine to have a good old time, right? We drink wine to be put in a mellow mood, you know, to enjoy ourselves, to parlay. We drink it for pleasure. They said this nigga drink the wine of violence, man. Do you understand the gravity of that scripture? If you was this, we just scratched the surface on this man's wickedness. Let's go into shit he does on the ground. Let's go into how he mutate all these genetic hybrids of animals and so forth. Let's talk about the shit he got on the ground that we've never seen before. You see what I'm saying? So this man, he's the devil, period, man. And he's getting ready to show his horns beyond no other. Like before, you thought slavery was bad. No, wait till Esau is coming in with his NWO fully. He's going to do whatever it takes to get this fucking NWO off the ground. If it means he have to go door to door and kill every Israelite man, woman, and child and his own people, he will do that. And guess what? They're going to go door to door and they're going to start killing a lot of Israelites. They're going to go door to door. They're going to kick the door in. They're going to shoot the mother. They're going to shoot the children. They're going to shoot the man. They're going to shoot the grandmother. They're going to kill the pets. This how this man gets down, okay? It will happen, and it's going to happen soon. Wait till this time when this shit has to be something implanted in you. Wait, just wait. You'll see. That's when them blackouts going to start convincing, man. You know, but anyway, I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh Bashim and Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and the Baba Ball.